do whatever you want to do. But Islam comes in, yes, if you commit sin and you turn away from it and you ask Allah forgiveness, Allah will forgive you. But there's two rights sometimes. There's God's right and the human's right. Imagine I took your phone. That's a sin. I have stolen your phone. I'm good against Allah. Now I say, oh Allah, forgive me. But there's one thing I have to do. Give your phone back to you. Because, okay, Allah will forgive me. But in order for my repentance to be completed, I have to give your right back to you because that is your right. You understand? So when you look to Islam, that yes, some people can forgive them, but some people, they will never stop. ISIS. When ISIS came around, how many countries tried to negotiate with them? Many countries. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop forcing people. They were not listening. Then the countries came together. They said the only solution with this evil one, because they're killing innocent people, is to wage a war against them. That's what is in Islam. You know, in Islam there's a war, no doubt about it. There is verse about war, but that war is a praiseworthy war. That war was legislated to remove oppression and harm against innocent people. So you're freaking deep.
I was going to add one thing.
Go ahead.
So we live in Texas.
Texas, man, the Bible, man.
So the Christians are still willing to punish in Texas.
Yeah.
They still think that people need to be punished. It's not forgiving everybody in Texas.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Christians do not follow the Old Testament anymore.
Most don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But in Texas.
Yeah, Texas is a special one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the point here is, I mentioned, but the most important thing is that worshiping God alone. In Christianity, you don't have that. Christianity, you believe in Jesus. You believe Jesus is God, huh?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so in Christianity, even about worshiping God according to the Bible, we cannot verify. There's many information we cannot verify. Rather, there is some information in the Old Testament is being taken from paganism. Shall I give you an example? Sure. Example of that, do you know how the languages came about? How we start speaking different language?
The Tower of Babel?
That's it. The Babylon, yeah? They were speaking, so God looked upon the earth and he saw people speaking one language. Yes? And they will start building tall buildings. He said nothing can stop them now. So he came down, or the angels came down, and he caused confusion to not speak one language. If you trace back this teaching, it was the belief of the pagans before. The pagans, they used to believe if you build tall buildings, you'll be able to reach God and you overthrow God. But we know now, regardless of how tall, how high you're going to build the building, you will never be able to reach God. And God doesn't matter if you speak one language or not. That will not worry God. And in Islamic teaching we have, and even demon. If all of you have the most evil heart, all of you have it, that will not happen. And if all of you, mankind and the jinn, you have the most righteous heart, the most good heart, that will not benefit me. Either you're going to benefit yourself or harm yourself. So God that is worried about people speaking one language and is worried that they're speaking building doesn't make any sense to me at all. Likewise, God that says to, in the Bible, kill babies and infants because something happened 500 years ago doesn't make any sense to me. In Islam, Allah mentioned, لا تزر وازرة وزر أخرى. You should be not, you should be not responsible for your son's sins. Likewise, imagine you do something evil to me. I'm not allowed to go harm your son because it has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with it, you understand? That's why when we warn against ISIS, when they go to America or come to Europe, kill innocent people, they go clearly against Islamic teaching. Islam teach me that if you try to harm me, I'm not going to harm your wife or your son. You harm me, so it's you. Either I forgive you, which is highly recommended in the Quran, or can take my right back. You understand? So my point here is, there's many teachings in the Bible, it doesn't make any sense. Killing babies and children, infants, slaughter them alive, because something. Likewise, when it comes to prophetic teaching, Prophet Muhammad, he prophesied many things. He said there will come a time when you see the barefoot Arab man, the barefoot Arab man, compete in building tall buildings. Competing. Bear in mind when the Prophet Muhammad mentioned that back in those days, the Arabs were not known to build tall buildings. Let me ask you now, maybe you know, where is the tallest building in the world?
I know, it's in Dubai.
It's in Dubai. That's why I start laughing, because you know it. It's in Dubai. Dubai 20 years ago was a pure desert, let alone 1,400 years ago. The question how a man that existed 1,400 years ago who is unable to read and write, prophesizing about something in detail, specifically. Prophet Muhammad mentioned about interest. He said there will come a time, alayhi salatu wasalam. Let me explain to you what is the meaning of alayhi salatu wasalam, it's Arabic term. Mean, oh Allah, shower him with your blessings and mercy. So every time, even when we mention Jesus, out of respect, we say, oh Allah, bless him, and show mercy, out of respect, So he said there will come a time when interest will become widespread. Even if you are not involved directly, it will affect you. And now by default, if you open a bank account, you are involved in interest. Your money has been used. How a man that existed 1,400 years ago is able to prophesy about something. In the Quran, Allah mentioned that Satan will inspire people to change Allah's creation. It's in the Quran. Quran 1,400 years ago. What's happening now? Transgender. Man changing to be like a woman. Woman is being mentioned in the Quran 1,400 years ago.
What's your opinion on that?
It's a sin in Islam. We believe it's a sin. It's against God's teaching. Of course, I always mention because some people try to claim it's a sin. I believe that's. Let me give you an example to understand. Imagine, guys, I say to you, watch this. Imagine, guys, I said to you, look, even though I have an arm, you have to go. How much time I have?
Soon.
Okay, even me, I have to go soon. I have to go as well. But this is the last one, inshallah. Imagine I said to you guys, I believe I'm armless. I have no arm. Even though clearly you can see I have an arm. Yes, clearly. But I feel I should have born without an arm and I'm armless. Would you help me to cut it off?
Of course not.
Say, brother Shamsi, no, what are you doing? My name is Shamsi. Say, Shamsi, what are you doing? No. What about someone cutting off everything? Because he feels like it. You know what's happening now? Allah mentioned in the Quran. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكَ. Whoever turns away from my remembrance, he will have a miserable life. What we see now, what's happening is going crazy. And doesn't mean because I feel something, I have to implement it. Because remember, there's a Satan. There is a whispering. Doesn't mean because I feel I want to beat up my wife, I go do it. Or my mother. No. Say, no, hold on a minute, this is from the devil. Understand? But, like I said, now there is a war against human nature. And the only religion that is standing firm against it is Islam. That's why there is a huge war against Islam. That's why on the media, day and night, America, Australia, Europe, everywhere, always there is bad news about Islam. Why? Because people know, those in power know, the only religion that will save people from this destruction that is coming to us is Islam. That's why there's a huge war against it. And guess what Allah mentioned in the Quran again, 1,400 years ago. Allah mentioned in the Quran, هُوَ الَّذِي أَرْسَلَ رَسُولَهُ بِالْهُدَى. It's Allah who sent His Prophet Muhammad with Islam, guidance. لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. In order for Islam to prevail other religions. وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ. Even if the polytheists dislike it. Now there is many barriers against Islam. Our opponents, they have more material, more powerful material against Islam, but yet the fastest growing religion in the Western world is Islam. Who's doing the job? The Most High. It's Allah.
All right. Thank you.
I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome, inshallah. This is a gift for you.
We have one.
You have one, khalas. All right.
We got one in Turkey.
You went to Turkey?
Would you like to take it?
Yeah.
I would like to take it.
Oh yeah, take it.
But alhamdulillah, what translation is it? What translation?
English.
Of course, not Chinese. I know it's English. They speak English, don't speak Chinese.
It's wonderful.
No, but what Chinese? Let me see just one thing.
No, this is your words.
Yeah, the Noble Quran. Yeah, this is mashallah. It's a good translation. You see my point here, just before you go. When you have Quran translation, we can verify the translation because we still have the original writing. But when it comes to Bible, we don't have it. But thank you for giving me your time. And hopefully I'll see you soon, inshallah. Take care of yourself. Take care, sister. Yeah, take care, man. Have a nice holiday. I have to go to my Eid party now. Anyway,
Where you are?
I'm here.
What's coming, son?
Mubarak.
I brought something special for you.
Oh, okay.
Nice smell first. Yeah.
All right,
Is it
mashallah.
nice?
Give me some.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Yeah.
Jazakallah khair. Habibi.
I tell you.
حياك الله كيفك